Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Nomhlanga. I'm an immigrant nurse living and working in Germany. If you love anything about nursing, anything about food, about traveling, or just the general life of an immigrant living in Germany, then you are in the right place. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. So guys, as the title says, I'm sharing with you detailed information about the German language visa. So this visa is intended for foreigners who wish to do their language course here in Germany. It's an educational visa. For those people who intend to move to Germany without knowing the German language, and if you want this visa, your course has to last at least 3 months to 12 months. In order for you to get this visa, you have to apply for a course which is done intensively, which has to take minimum 18 hours a week. And number 3, no evening classes or weekend classes. It has to be like your 8 to 5. If you understand what I'm saying. So it's only intended for someone who wants to do it like full time. But with this visa, there are some things that you have to know in advance, that you have to take care of. You cannot change this visa to a study permit. Like, for example, you come here, within 2 months, you now say, oh, I want to go and study law at the university. No, you have to do your language from start to end. You cannot change it to a residence permit immediately, like to say, oh, okay, now I'll stop going to school, I'll do this. No, you are not allowed to breach this visa. Also, you cannot apply for a full-time job whilst on this visa, meaning you have to first do your hours at the language school. Then afterwards, you can now do any other thing that you would like to do. So the requirements for this German language visa are, okay, I'll be looking down so that I give you the right information. So number 1, you need a valid passport, which has got at least 12 months before expiration or longer. And on this passport, there have to be 2 blank pages. These blank pages are needed for the visa and for the immigration stamps. And you have to photocopy this the ID page side, where there is your picture and your details on your passport. 3 copies are needed from you. And then you need to have recently taken biometric photos. You need 2 visa forms completed. The visa forms, you can get them online under the German embassy website at your home country. And then you need a motivational letter to say, why do you want to come and do this German language? What are your plans afterwards? You need to state this in your motivational letter. You need proof of accommodation for your complete stay when you are doing this language course. You need copies of your previous Schengen visas if you have ever visited the Schengen area. And then you also need this is very important, the confirmation letter from the German language school where you will be doing your course. So it's done like this. You have to go online, look for the school where you intend to do your language school, and then you have to pay. You cannot pay for one course. They would consider you if you pay maybe 3 courses up front. The German language course comes in steps. Yeah, it starts from the A1, and then comes the A2, then the B1, the B2, then the C1. So in order for you to be safe, I would say apply up to B1 or even B2. This depends on what you want to do after the language course. So if you do this, if you register for these courses, then you have to pay for them in advance. Then you are going to get a confirmation letter. The payment can be done online. Usually these schools, you can write an email, ask them how it's done. They are going to send you the bank details where you have to pay, the reference, everything that has to be included. And then you need proof of financial means. Under these financial means, I found out 4. Number 1, you can either produce your personal financial statement for the last 3 months, all the transactions that you have been doing. Some people are already working in their home countries. They can afford like paying for themselves, doing everything at once. So you need that proof of your bank statements. Or some people get a scholarship. The scholarship certificate is what you have to present at the embassy. Or you have to have a blocked account. It's called the Sperrkonto with a minimum of 11,208 euros. That's what they want to see. And this blocked account, because you are a foreigner, you need to prove like in a certain bank account. So the one I found for you, it's called the Expatrio. I'll just show you the picture here, and then I will link it in the description box, like their website, where you can find all the information. And then you need, if you do not have these other things, what could also be accepted is a Verpflichtungserklärung. This is a letter of commitment from someone who lives in Germany, who says, okay, I Snow hereby say I am taking Benjamin to come and stay in my house. I will cater for their food, their accommodation, their transport when they're going to the language school. And whilst they're doing that, like, I'll be responsible for them in case anything happens. So this letter, the Verpflichtungserklärung, is done at the Foreign Office here in Germany, at the Ausländeramt. A Verpflichtungserklärung costs about 25 euros. Or you need, let's say it's a child, you just finished your A-levels, you are 17 years old, you are still a minor, or you are 18 years old, or whatever age, but you still have got your parents, biological parents, who say, we want our child to go to Germany and do the German language lessons so that they can have a better future. So your parents now have to write a letter saying, we blah 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 are going to cater for our child's needs for everything. These are our bank statements, and these bank statement has to be they have to be like 6 months bank statements, and they have to provide like show proof of how do they make this money. Like, do they own businesses? Is it from their salary, and so on and so forth. So also for this amount, it's also 11,208 euros. That's the minimum amount. So also, when it comes to the proof of accommodation, if you're in a situation like that where you are just coming on your own, you do not know anyone here, you have to get accommodation and a contract of this accommodation before you come here. What some people do, they look for very cheap, affordable hotels in that area where their language school would be, and then they apply, they book accommodation for a month or 2 months. so that they get this the proof. And then when they have come here, they are allowed to look for an apartment. Well, some people also do it on the Airbnb. Some even get to apartments, but it's so difficult to get an apartment here just out of the blue. Please do not pay up front. If someone says, oh, what, I've got an apartment, blah, 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 you pay this amount, then it could be a scam. Wait until you get here to pay for the apartment. If the apartment is from a company, they can say to you, pay a deposit. When you arrive here, you now pay the full amount. Some language schools might say, maybe we can help you get accommodation. There are student accommodations over there and there. Yeah, it's okay. In the description box, I'll link some websites where you can find accommodation, and yeah, you just have a look with which suits your needs. You might be lucky to get one affordable. Okay, and then you need a proof of health insurance. In Germany, everyone has to be health insured, whether you are working, whether you are studying, or you are unemployed. You have to have medical cover. So the one I found for you was the Educare 24 by Dr. Walter. I am going to link it in the description box so you can just go and have a look at the prices. And so this one is very affordable. I remember when I came to Germany as an au pair, I also had the Dr. Walter medical aid. It's what I got before I arrived here. And the visa price. The visa costs about 75 euros. So you can convert it to your own currency. That's the amount. When you are going to the embassy, you have to take the exact amount. Sometimes they'll say they do not have change. So take the exact required amount. So now you have gathered all these documents and you are ready to go. You have to book an appointment at the German embassy. You have to do this like on time. Some, depending on your country, some countries take time for you to even get an appointment. So I would say just keep looking like, okay, if I book it now, how many, like, when is my date or so. Some will even give you a date 3 months from today. So you can start doing it now, book this appointment. So, and then in the meantime, gather every other thing that you need. So you now have got your appointment at the embassy. Do not be late at the embassy. Do not be late, otherwise they will turn you back. Also, make photocopies of all these documents, at least 2 photocopies. And then also what you are going to need is money. The German language visa costs 75 euros. So in some countries you might have to pay it in pounds, in some countries in US dollars. So take the exact amount with you in cash. If your country accepts cash, some will say by card, but make sure you have got all that money. The visa processing takes, it varies from country to country. With some countries, they'll say 2 weeks, some they'll say 1 week, some they'll say 4 weeks, some will say 8 weeks. But anytime it gets processed, like that's the time frame. And also, I think it depends on when your course is starting. Let's say you applied your visa in November and your course is starting on 1 January. They are going to try and make sure you get your visa before end of December so that you can attend your course on time. And also start looking for affordable flight tickets. Just be searching and checking. When I went through the websites, I noticed some on some they were saying like you need a flight reservation. Some didn't mention it. So it depends on your home country. Look under the German embassy in your home country. You are going to find the information over there. Now you have arrived in Germany. What you have to do is, the first week you arrive, go to your local Rathaus and register yourself that, oh, I have arrived, this is where I stay. It's very important. You take your passport with you, and like where your visa is stamped, it's very important. That's why when you arrive at the airport, when your passport is being stamped, look at the date, look whether it's the correct stamp. And also, a few weeks ago, I shared a video on what you to do when you arrive in Germany. I'll link the video here so you can go and watch it. So, for your language course residence permit, it goes like this. Now you have registered yourself at the Rathaus. It's proven that you are now in Germany, you are living here. You now have to make an appointment at the Ausländeramt. Some Rathauses do it for you. With some, you have to do it for yourself. You just look, they'll give you the phone number or the email to write where you have to register yourself. And then usually they'll give you an appointment, maybe in 2 weeks' time, maybe in 3 weeks. It depends on your location. So when you are going there, you need to take the following documents with you. Number one, that's the Meldebestätigung. This letter, the paper you got after you registered yourself for living here in Germany, for arriving and living here in Germany at your Rathaus. You need it. You can just make a photocopy of it, and then you need 2 biometric photos. Your Ausländeramt will need these for your residence permit. You also need the permit application form. This one, it can be found under the website of your local Ausländeramt. It's called the Antrag auf Erteilung eines Aufenthaltstitels. I will write it here on the screen so you see it, what you have to be looking for. And then you need a certificate of registration from your school. And also, you need proof of attendance. Do not bunk those lessons. Don't come here and then you just breach it, you start doing your own thing. They will be marking the register. They want to see that you are attending the lessons daily. So you will need this proof. It will be usually the name, your date of birth and everything, even the school stamp and the contact details of the school, because the Ausländeramt could be calling the school. You also need like your health insurance. Isn't when you're home you had applied it like online, then now when you get here you inform them that you have arrived, they're going to send you the card or through the post. So you need to make a photocopy of this card, and then you need like your proof of accommodation, like where you are living. Since maybe you were at home, you got an apartment online, now you are here, the landlord, they said, no, you are living here. They give you, or they have to also fill in another form for you that you get at the Rathaus. So you take all these documents together. Oh, it's your hotel where you are staying. Anyway, so you take everything with you to the foreign office, and then this proof of the blocked account, if you had used it before, you now have to present it again. Or the Verpflichtungserklärung from someone who had done it for you here in Germany. They will need a copy of that and so on. And then, this parent declaration letter and bank statements, those copies, it depends. If the embassy took the copies, then here you take copies and originals. Or if the embassy took the originals of these documents, like the original letter and everything, so then here, the other copies that you made are the ones that you have to prove here. So they match them to see whether is it the right person. And usually the Aufenthalts card, this residence permit, will cost you 90 something euros. To be safe, carry 100 euros in the bag with you. You are going to get some change afterwards. And yeah, likewise, do not be late for your appointment. If there is someone who speaks German around you, you can go with them. They are going to be your translator in case you do not understand some things. So you do the whole process. Your fingerprints are going to be taken, and then you are going to be given the receipt that you paid and proof that your permit is being extended. It will be like a paper and written. You'll see the details on it in case you need to present it anyway. And then the permit itself will take about 4 weeks to come out. Usually, I think on week number 3 or so, you are going to get a letter in the mail. It will be like the online, like how you can use your residence card online, blah blah blah. And then the Ausländeраmt will now write you to tell you that your document is ready for collection. Then you can just go and collect it for yourself. Some people might say, oh, I can't go there, maybe I've got an exam. You can send someone else, or you just make an appointment which suits you. And then you now have your residence card to live in Germany. Now you are done with your language course. You have passed, you're happy. What's next? So a tip from me: when you are maybe 6 months down, 6 months to 9 months down in your language school, when you can now speak the German language, I would say start applying for what you want to do next. Some people might say, I want to do for example, I would like to do an Ausbildung afterwards. Now apply for the Ausbildung that you'd like to do, or you want to go to the university. Start applying, see the courses you want to do, the requirements, everything, because every course is different. Whatever you want to do, it's different. Some people would want to work. Maybe you were already a nurse back home and then you come here with a language visa. So now you want to practice as a nurse because you can now speak the German language very good. So you now start your Anerkennungs process. So now you can start applying at the hospitals where you would want to practice your nursing. So you have got the opportunity to do all those things. Some people want to work directly. Let's say at home you were or a kindergarten teacher, or you were a mechanic, whatever you used to do at home. Now you also want to work here. You want to look for employment. So this is the time for you to also now start looking for that job. You start going for those interviews, and then in no time you will be done. And then you can now do whatever you like to do. What other young people will do is to do FSJ or Bundesfreiwilligendienst, like it's a voluntary service at the hospital or at the kindergarten, at the clinic, anyway, in a nursing home. It's usually one of the easiest ways to move from the language visa to this one. Yeah, that's it. This is all about the language. Any questions that you'd like me to answer, or any suggestions, your views, or anything, please comment in the comment section below. Let's interact. I'll research for you, and I go through all the questions in the comments, so I will definitely see it. And do not be afraid, guys. I think this is the easiest way to move to Germany if you've got your finances in order. So I will see you in Germany or on my next video. Bye.